Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm Zon, the Daddy Dev. I also go by the moniker Title Pending on the internet, or just call me Zon. My daughter's here. I'm giving her water right now. This video is going to be about taking the money and game dev. And before I get into this, I want to do a couple caveats. Number one, treat me as a hobbyist at the point of this video. Number two, treat this video as research and resource sharing, okay? Not advice, just sharing my research and resources that I found related to this topic. Number three, this is independently produced content. I'm not paid by anyone to make these videos. So any websites or anything I talk about or people, I've had limited to no interaction with them. I'm not paid by them. I'm just talking stuff. Number four, one more consideration is that this is going to be for American and U.S. laws. My daughter's making fun of me. This is so funny. So given all that, what is this video about? Well, last week, and I do apologize for this, my life has been ruined, destroyed in the best possible way I can think of. I was offered potentially a contract, and I've been getting stuff ready related to making a game for a company. At the time of this video, I believe I am applying. I'm trying to get to become a subcontractor for a game. Independent game studio. This is really, really exciting for me, and I'm super happy about this. What this means is that I will get a bunch of money, not a lot, but a budget, and then I have to manage that money, that budget to produce a game. Now, of course, how did this all happen? Well, I've been in the independent game scene since 2014. I've been active on the internet. I've done game jams. I've been fortunate to see how a game studio works. So I have experiences that are small, but they're relevant to actually producing a game. I would never have tried to apply for this job if I didn't feel I could get it done. And so, get a little teary-eyed because this is actually years of hard work at something kind of moving up and paying off, where I could go from hobbyist to actual professional game developer. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. The first thing is that once you get that money, that budget, so forth and so on, you're going to have to consider now the legal and tax ramifications of producing a game. And that could scare a lot of people because, why are you pressing that? You pressing buttons? Pressing buttons. That could scare a lot of people because, I'm hot though, I'm so hot. That could scare a lot of people because, I'm gonna grab this. Because once you have that money, you do have to start worrying about taxes and legalities. So the first thing I want to talk about is that I'm going to be talking about things you should consider, not so much on the developer side, and people that you may want to hire that are not necessarily the people that you think about when you think about game development, like related to law stuff. So let's start with the first one, Zachary Strebeck. He seems to be a relatively great IP attorney. And what's really awesome is he has a package related to starting a independent game studio. So of course, if I get the money and the budget, this is probably the first person that I will hire related to his awesome step-by-step legal counseling. It looks like this is great. He's talking about what type of company you want to form. He talks about intellectual property, like what to register, so forth and so on. Like you're going to have to register a trademark. And finally, how you own your content and protect your company with contracts. So again, like what type of contracts, like an independent contractor agreement would be great. EULAs, end user license agreements for applications, awesome. All this wonderful stuff that I would need to know after I get the money for a contract, because we are also talking potentially about taxes. And about taxes, I found Taxmama seems to be the mama that I've always wanted but never got. Great. I should know her by her real name. Oh, there it is. Eva Rosenberg. Some really great content. She makes YouTube videos. They're a little political, but I like it. I like that they're political related to taxes. I'll put maybe a YouTube video in the end of this video. Sorry, putting my daughter down. You okay? Be safe. All right. And the other thing is that Small Business Taxes Made Easy is probably one of the best business tax books I've ever read. And so out of the tax books that I've seen, a lot of them deal with just taxes. They don't necessarily talk about the business end. And a lot of business planning books mention taxes, but don't explain it in a way that makes sense. Small business taxes, I'm in the 8th chapter right now, is a really good read. I have it on Audible. It's really dense, but I really, really like it. I will say that 1/3 of the information does not apply to me, but 2/3 is a pretty good chunk related to running a game studio, so forth and so on. Yeah, some really good stuff. There's a couple of things I do want to mention that I do get out of this book is bookkeeping, and it talks about hiring someone to do bookkeeping or doing bookkeeping yourself. I already have an accountant that I have hired. Now it's a matter of keeping just good bookkeeping related to a business, and I've started that recently. Related to just kind of related to this contract I might potentially get is actually keeping logs of my book, so forth and so on. So that's one thing I already took out of this book that's really great. Another thing she mentions, and I've been interacting on the website, her ask a tax question. You can ask tax questions for free, which is really awesome. I would recommend hashtagging Gamedev or labeling it Gamedev because I'd like to, given all the useful advice and help I've gotten from this website, just a small bit, I'd like to make this like a place for other game developers to go to and just like look up for business game dev stuff. What's that? You want to go down? Okay. All right. I love you. Sorry, daughter stuff. Anyway, so and I don't have time to edit this video today. So so there you go. So that is this is a great resource. But anyway, one thing that does mention is that this idea of that when you start wanting to make money, you want to start making a profitable venture, you are actually you've actually started a business. And it does talk about another thing about the difference between being a hobbyist business and an actual legitimate business, and the different types of tax implications and benefits that also means. And the other thing I do like about this book is the way that it has been presented is that these things related to taxes and structure are things that can help a person actually run a business. So where a lot of people, I know I've been like this when I was younger, have been like, oh, taxes, one, they're either scary, oh, I just don't want to do them, they're a hassle. Actually, following these practices like a big fat nerd would actually benefit people in actually running successful companies and businesses. So this book so far has been really good. I'm only on the 8th chapter, very dense. But I think it's worth a read. So there you go. And I definitely think, if anything, check out the Ask a Tax Question section. If you got like tax questions, they've been really helpful so far with the limited actions I've had. I'll be posting a link to this video in the forums and hopefully getting some feedback. Okay. So I know I was gonna do like a much bigger business money video, much bigger tax video, but this is kind of what I've found, and luckily I had been researching this stuff before I was offered a chance. There we go, offered a chance to get this game contract. So it's been an interesting ride. It's been an interesting week of reflection and trying to get this contract. So okay, that being said, insert catchy phrase here. I wish you well in any endeavor that you make. I hope you find what you're looking for in the game development space, right? It's a great industry. There's a lot of potential here, and I've just found that there are a lot of potential contracts, and there's a lot of potential work that could be here for anyone who wants to get in. Insert catchphrase here. I will catch you all in the next one, and I will try to document as much of this journey as I can. You're all wonderful people.